I'm just going to come right out and say it. This man deserves everything that is coming to him and more. He thinks he's so smart for getting away with murder, but karma came for him in the most ironic way possible. It was his own wife who turned him into the police. You have got to be kidding me. You can't make this stuff up. But before we continue, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Now let's get into it. Number 1, be honest. A man called Cameron was trying to sell some of his late father's belongings online. The items included a large collection of coins. The buyer turned out to be an undercover narcotics agent. During the transaction, the agent noticed something odd, which was a bullet lodged in one of the coins. What? Yeah, that's right. A bullet was found inside an old coin collection that belonged to the father of a murder suspect. How crazy is that? When questioned, Cameron said that the bullet must have been there when his dad bought the collection years ago. He said that he had no idea how long the bullet had been in there for. He said that it must have been decades. However, the agent wasn't convinced, and after a little bit of digging, they found out that Cameron was lying through his teeth. It turns out that Cameron himself had killed his own father and tried to cover it up by shoving a bullet in the coin collection. But as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's why karma is such a female. She waits until you least expect her to strike. Number 2, true story. Meet Marcus Brown, a man from Texas who went to great lengths to hide his crime. In 2007, Marcus fatally shot his friend, David Anderson, during an argument over money. To cover up his tracks, Marcus dumped David's body near a wooded area and drove off in his friend's pickup truck. He even withdrew $2,400 from David's bank account using his debit card. But karma had other plans for Marcus. A decade later, his wife, Letitia, stumbled upon a horrifying discovery. She found a diary detailing a chilling tale of murder. The diary revealed that Marcus had confessed to killing someone and hiding their body. Completely horrified by this revelation, Letitia wasted no time in reporting her husband to the authorities. With DNA evidence recovered from David's remains, Marcus was arrested and charged with murder. During the trial, Marcus tried to portray himself as an innocent man, claiming that he was being framed. But the prosecution had a strong case against him, and he was convicted. The evidence was just too much for him to overcome. During the trial, Marcus's wife testified against him, providing crucial details about the diary entry she had found. In that shocking moment, Marcus realized that his fate was sealed. There was no way out of this now. He had been betrayed by the very person he trusted the most, his own wife. When the judge sentenced Marcus to 40 years in prison, a sense of relief washed over Letitia and the family of the victim. Justice had finally been served. Karma had caught up with Marcus, and he had nowhere left to run. Number 3, karma is a female. On March 2008, a woman named Jolissa released her boyfriend, Joseph, from jail after serving 3 months of a 6-month sentence. Upon his release, Joseph moved in with Jolissa and her 5 children. But within 2 weeks, he was back behind bars, accused of assaulting Jolissa. But somehow this didn't stop them from dating. Even though Joseph was in prison, he and Jolissa remained together. They exchanged letters and phone calls on a regular basis. So maybe all those letters weren't as innocent as they seemed. In February 2010, Joseph was released from prison early due to overcrowding. And guess what? He went straight back to Jalissa's place. Just a few months later, Jalissa discovered that she was pregnant, and soon enough, Joseph became a father to her child. But their happiness was short-lived. On May 9, 2010, Joseph was arrested again, this time on suspicion of DUI. And get this, he was driving Jalissa's car. But this time, Jalissa decided to take matters into her own hands. She contacted the police anonymously and told them where Joseph was hiding. When the cops arrived, they found Joseph with a gun in his hand. He then aimed it at officers who returned fire, killing him instantly. In the end, it was Jalissa's anonymous tip that led to the confrontation and ultimately Joseph's death. Talk about a case of karma getting served cold. Number 4. She did the right thing. Back in 2003, a married man from Louisiana named Clay Maillet made the fatal decision to shoot his wife in the head. But here's the twist. He didn't mean to kill her. Apparently, he was just trying to scare her. After committing the crime, Clay was overcome with guilt and fear. So he did the stupidest thing possible. He called the police and confessed to the murder. When the police arrived at the house, they found the victim lying on the floor with a gunshot wound to the head. Clay told the officers that he had shot his wife while they were arguing about their relationship. He claimed that it was an accident. He insisted that he had no idea how the gun went off. However, as the investigation progressed, it became clear that Clay's story was full of holes. Despite confessing to the crime, Clay tried to portray himself as a victim of circumstance. He suggested that the shooting must have been accidental. He swore that he never intended to hurt his wife. But the police weren't buying his story. They saw through his lies and realized that Clay had deliberately shot his wife. But Karma had a different plan for Clay. During the trial, the prosecution presented overwhelming evidence that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Clay had intentionally shot his wife. The evidence was just too damning for him to escape. He was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years in prison. So basically, Karma caught up with Clay when the justice system held him accountable for his actions. He thought he could get away with murder, but he was wrong. Number 5. Karma. An anonymous letter written by a jealous lover played a pivotal role in solving the bizarre murder of a prominent businessman named Harry Street. The victim was found dead in his office, having suffered multiple stab wounds. The police were stumped and the case seemed to be going nowhere fast. However, just when all hope appeared to be lost, a mysterious letter surfaced. The letter contained a confession from the killer, revealing the shocking truth behind Harry's murder. The author of the letter claimed to be the person responsible for the heinous crime and detailed the motive and the sequence of events leading to the businessman's demise. As the police investigated further, they uncovered a tangled web of deceit and jealousy. It turned out that the author of the letter was none other than Harry's own wife, Linda Street. She had meticulously planned the murder, and the evidence against her was overwhelming. With the help of the anonymous letter, the police were able to build a strong case against her. During the trial, Linda tried to defend herself, but the anonymous letter ultimately sealed her fate. The jury saw through her lies and found her guilty of murdering her own husband. As the letter writer, Linda was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Karma had caught up with her, and justice was served. Well, folks, that's all we have for today. But if you want to see more videos like this one, then be sure to stay tuned for more updates. We've got plenty more where this one came from. Until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and remember, karma is a female.